So today we are going to be learning how to make our bust KJ to look like this without becoming flat. So this is the inside. This is what the outside looks like. So today we are going to be learning how to cage our bust properly. So the first thing you are going to do is after you have gotten your pattern, you are going to laminate your pillowing mesh on it. Okay, just the way I've done, and I've pressed it properly. So the next thing you're going to do is to mark out the lines that you want to use for your caging. So after doing that, the next thing we are going to determine is to determine the boning size you want to work with. So I'm using 2.5 mm. This is the best boning size to use for caging. Anything bigger than this is going to make your bust caging flat. So I went ahead to notch my boning. Can you see? So I just notched to a point. I might still need to notch more. So the reason why I notch so that when I'm using it to work, my cup will not be flat because we are going to be working with curvy lines and curvy areas. Okay. So now in some cases you might need to notch both here and here, both side. But when we get to that point, I'm going to extend better. So now we are going to start off with the middle point that leads to the breast point. So the first line here. So now we are going to make all our straight lines first. All the lines that's coming straight is what we are going to be doing first. So I want to cut out the boning. So now I'll go ahead to do all the straight lines before I now sew the other side. It this part we are going ahead to sew here and here like so. So now this part I want to show us how to do it. You know I mentioned that in some cases you might need to notch both sides. So for this part we'll be needing to notch the two sides of the boning. Okay, so after notching one side, you do the other side. The reason is because that side is very curvy. If we don't do that, we are going to have issues by turning, by sewing this upper part. So now notching it is going to make the boning flexible for you to work with. So I'm just going to sew. See that because that part is notched, it's giving room for this one to move smoothly. Can you see? If you work with your boning like this, trust me, you're not going to have flat cups. I'm just going to sew. So now see, our cup is staying put without any flat looking, boning or anything. So now what we are going to go ahead to do now is to sew across the cup. So this part too, you might need to notch both sides, but it's going to really help you in forming the cup very well. But you have to be careful with your notching so you don't end up cutting your boning. So now let's go ahead and sew that part. So even as I'm going, because the down part is not, it's making it easy for me to move across the cup very well. So just so gently and carefully till you get to the point where you're stopping. Now we are going to go ahead to flesh. Use your hemming gum. I don't want to use the big hemming gum, so let's just try to arrange this one across it very well. So yeah. So in fleshing, we are going to be using our fiber. So the fiber now, we are going to open up your fiber because it's in layers. You don't want it to be too thick, okay? So after doing that, you are going to put it across your cup. Make sure to arrange it well. So now I'm going to be making use of my post arm. So we are going to press. If I are pressing very well, so after you are done, try to trim out the excesses that will appear by the sides, because this side you need it to be as flat as possible so that when you want to fix it to your cup, you don't have issues with it being too bulky. So I'm trying to add up a little bit of fiber here because I can see my bonings. So I'm going to go ahead and press. Okay. See, my cup is still full and not flat. So we are not done. After we are done with this, the next thing we are going to add up is our hairstay. So for the hairstay, you are going to make sure that it's laying flat. So you notch places like this so that it can overlap like this. Okay. So I'm going to be cutting hairstay for this side. So I'm going to go ahead and press. So as you are pressing, be molding the cup. Don't press like this. You are going to flatten the cup. So it's not about molding. When you're done fleshing, your cup should look like this. Okay, see how
nice it looks. By the time you are done, see how molded and how neat it looks. So you're going to use your fabric to turn and then give it a good press, and then the result is going to blow your mind. So then you can go ahead to fix it to your dress, and you see that when your client wears it, your cup is going to sit well on their bust.